All right, so you, did everybody go upstairs at the same time?
Everybody went up at the same time.
Okay, and you
we
said you weren't sure if they took a bath that night.
I'm not sure.
Everybody, what did everybody do?
Went to bed. We laid down and went to sleep. It was 8 o'clock.
Everybody?
Yeah. Well, she made me wear underwear because I had girls.
Right.
Because I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's a good thing I did.
Right. So.
But yes, I mean, she'd always wore pajamas, and the girls either wore my T-shirts or pajamas.
Right.
Okay.
Well, let me back up to you.
Yeah.
You said it's a good thing you did. You mean that night?
Yeah, I would have been burned.
That was what you had
privately.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just how it is.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so all the girls, they put on their pajamas. Did they sleep in pajamas? Or
sometimes. Either
night
pajamas,
shirts,
yeah, pajama or my T-shirt, one or the other.
Okay. And where was everybody at that point? Pajamas on, you were ready for bed?
Yeah, we were all ready for bed.
Kathy had taken her medicine?
Taking her meds, and we all went up at 8 o'clock. We went up to, and then at, like 8:20 or something, I heard that loud, sounds like a crash to me. It was loud enough to scare me and wake me up because I was asleep. Okay? And so I slid off the bottom of the bed because Madeline's there, I can't jump down. Slid off the bottom of the bed, ran down the stairs, opened the door, stepped out. Okay. And it exploded.
Well, let's back up to when you heard that loud noise.
Yeah.
Did you have an idea of where it came from?
I just heard a loud noise. It sounded like it was outside. It did not sound inside. Okay? It didn't sound inside, or I would have looked inside.
Okay. So your bedroom door, was it open or closed at that time?
Oh, no, it was closed. It was closed. It's always closed.
It's closed.
It's always dark.
So you went out. Did you close the door behind you, or did you leave it open?
I left it open.
Okay.
I left it open. I was rushing, and I wear contacts, and they weren't in because I don't wear my contacts to bed.
Right.
So, and then I ran downstairs, and that's what happened.
Okay. So, we've gone over a lot of things.
Yeah.
When you stepped out in the hallway...
Stepped out the doorway, you mean?
I'm talking about from the bedroom.
Yeah.
You heard the noise, you slid out the end of the bed, you open the door. What did you smell? Did
Nothing.
you see?
Nothing.
Did you feel?
Nothing. There was nothing.
Okay.
There was no fire, there was no smoke, there was no smell, no fire detector going off. We have a CO2 detector downstairs that goes off like a siren, you know those, and nothing was going off. Okay. Nothing.
And was the smoke detector in working order?
Yeah. It's a
battery had been changed
everything.
and it worked.
Yeah.
When had you tested it last, or have you?
About like 6 months ago, I changed the battery.
Okay. So you went downstairs. You said you didn't hear that go off, or your
CO2? Nothing went off. There was no noise.
Okay. So as you went down the stairs, could you see anything, smell anything?
No. Nothing.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is it's either going to be that refrigerant or gas, and when I opened that door, the flame from that kicked on, that's why it exploded. Okay. That's why it exploded.
Is that what you've been told by the investigator?
He can't tell me. That's what the popular theory is. Okay.
Who's got theories?
My neighbor.
I'm sure everybody
does. My neighbor John. His brother works for like Carrier or something. And apparently there's a flex hose that goes into the gas, whatever, and right inside there is something like supposedly razor sharp. But why would it take 6 years to cut a hole in it? That's my, so nobody really knows. Sure. And State Farm said they're going to have to take stuff to the lab. He said they're going to have a chemist, everybody, engineer, everybody, so they will find, and so, but I'm.
So tell me, when you went down the stairs, you didn't see, hear, smell anything.
Nothing.
What made you open the front door?
Because I thought I heard a loud noise outside. I heard that crash or whatever it was.
Okay. All right. And you had thought it was...
Oh, yeah, outside, yeah. And I was like, it was just like a crash. And I still don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's a good question.
The fire people told me that they think, the firefighters told me there was a big mirror in the living room. They think that somehow fell off the wall. That's what they think, which would make sense for that loud of a crash. Sure. But I don't know.
But at that point, you're saying you didn't smell or
there
hear
was nothing. Yeah.
Smoke,
absolutely
fire,
nothing.
No flames.
No. And as soon as it exploded, I tried to go back in, and I got my feet in. Okay. I got my feet in, and it was just like, it was so hot that my body wouldn't let me go back in. And they told me if I had succeeded in getting in, I would have died on stairs. firefighters told me that. And then when they got there, you've seen all the pictures, haven't you?
Most of them, yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, it was just like a fireball in the front of the house. The firefighters, nobody could get in there.
Okay.
And they knew people were in there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, you would just burn to death.
Mm-hmm. So when you opened the door, you heard the loud, what did it sound like?
It sounds like a crash, like glass breaking, shattering, something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was just a loud crash.
But I'm talking about when you opened the front door, not when you were in bed.
Then I heard it was like a big whoosh.
Okay.
And then everything was on fire. Everything.
So
everywhere.
at that point you turned around.
And tried to run back in upstairs, and I started yelling for him to get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Right. Okay, so then what happened? You couldn't enter the home.
No, so then my neighbor George, by the way, he got home 3 minutes before me, and he said there was no smoke, and they come home from dinner 3 minutes before this happened, and he said there was no smoke and no flames, nothing to show anything.
Okay.
And he brought a shovel, and I took it, and I ran around back, and I beat out the back patio glass, and the fire just came, just roaring out.
Okay. So your injuries, how did you get your injuries? Like injuries on your
wrist?
Yeah,
because when I tried to get back in the house, the flames burned me.
Okay. So where were your hands? How did you have your hands when they got burned? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I know I tried to get back in. And then I guess that the heat was so intense that I probably put them up like that to protect myself.
Okay. And your burns, you said, were...
Yeah, they're right here. They're not bad. And my foot burns gotten better.
Okay. And how'd you get your foot burns?
We go in the house, and I had burns, so you can see where the legs. I had that on both legs.
And you said that was from trying to go back in?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
But that's gotten a lot better, see?
Yeah. Better.
Yeah.
Okay, so your neighbor, you were screaming. What brought your neighbor outside? Did you knock on his door, or did he just come out?
No, he just came out.
Okay.
He just came rushing out.
And what's his name?
George Greenblatt.
And which side of your home did he live on?
If you're facing the home, he's on the right.
Okay.
And Chad, who called 911, said he was within 2 minutes he was there. And Chad's the house that the people that y'all using.
Okay.
That's Chad.
Okay.
And he said he called 911. Okay, there's one problem, and I'm going to tell you about it. And not with me. He called 911, and DeKalb County came first. And they stopped when they saw it wasn't in DeKalb County and turned around and went back.
How did you hear that?
He told me.
He did?
He said he heard the sirens, and he said they stopped at the Walmart up there, and all of a sudden, y'all weren't far behind, okay? That shouldn't be. Okay. You know what I mean? He told me. He said, we heard the sirens. We expected them to come barreling in any time.
Sure.
And then he says once they found out it was in Gwinnett County, they didn't come. And we are literally, do you know how close that line is?
Yeah.
It's right on the line. He told me that the other day.
Okay.
That's bad.
Is that something you would like to talk to somebody about? Either with DeKalb or with our fire chief? Or?
Yes, because I don't want that to ever happen again.
Okay.
I would like to talk to both of them.
Okay.
Because it's wrong.
Okay, you're right.
I mean, it's wrong.
Well, how about before you leave today, we'll make arrangements. Either you can talk to him today or set up an appointment and come back.
When you're done, we need to eat pretty soon because I haven't eaten. And my mom hasn't eaten.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
We're all hungry.
I don't. Eating is not really doing great right now.
I understand.
But yeah, can you believe that?
Well.
How could that be? But that needs to never happen again.
You're exactly right.
Nothing could save them. Okay, I don't blame anybody. I couldn't get in immediately, so nobody had a chance. It's not like it would have been, if they got there, it didn't matter. But it could.
What if, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to that night.
Yeah.
What do you keep your thermostat set on?
69.
69.
68, and 69 because it gets hot upstairs.
Okay. All right, and the coals or ashes in the fireplace, you said that was out.
Yeah, that was, And it was just synthetic. We never burned real wood.
Okay. So the couch was plugged in, but the table lamp was not.
Table lamp was not, just a tall full lamp was.
Okay. Now you said Kathy did smoke, but she didn't smoke in the house.
No, or in the car.
Okay.
Okay, just she smoked on the front porch.
Okay. Since it was so cold that night, is there any way she was standing inside smoking cigarettes?
There's no way she never smoked in the house. It didn't matter how cold it was. That's why she had the earmuffs and everything to put on. Okay. She never would smoke in the house. Okay. And she never would smoke in her car.
Right.
Mine, yes, she would, because the kids weren't usually in it, you know.
Okay. All right, as far as medications go, you said your wife did take some medication.
She took antidepressant medications, and one of them made her really sleepy. I don't remember what it was. You can check with her psychiatrist or whatever.
Okay.
And Kayla did, well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You said the kids took some
Kayla,
too.
just Kayla.
Just Kayla.
Just Kayla for ADHD.
Okay.
She was really nervous.
Okay. All right. As far as the alcohol goes that night,
Yeah.
had your wife been drinking at all?
Oh, yeah. We both were.
Okay. How much had you had to drink?
I probably had, 2 beers and a couple shots.
Okay.
And she probably had, a couple glasses of wine or 3.
Okay. So we're a couple of beers and a couple of shots.
Yeah.
How does that affect you?
It just makes me tired.
Okay. All right.
Which is probably why I do it.
Right. Okay. We talked about your injuries. You told me how you got those.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think now that because I never thought how this happened, but I really think it was so hot that I tried to protect myself.
Sure. All right, just quickly, I know the media has been saying some things or implying some things.
Have they?
I don't know, that's just what I've heard.
Oh, CBS 46? This is what I did. Okay, no, I haven't. Just the investigator said don't listen to anybody. I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay? I talked to everybody starting that next morning because it was about my family and telling them how great they were.
Right.
Okay? And then on that Thursday, CBS 46 came over there and said, can I talk to you? I've talked to you the last 2 days. She said, well, I understand the cause of the fire's under investigation. I said, no, it's not. They showed me the plug, and the firefighters took me in there and showed me the plug where they said it started. Okay? I said, it's not under investigation. She said, well, in these types of situations, we like to run your background check, and you've got a conviction for drug trafficking.
Right.
I said, really? I said, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, we talked about this on Friday.
Yeah, 30 years ago, and you're going to bring that up. My family burned to death 2 days ago, and you're going to bring up, and it was selling pot, which is legal most places now. It wasn't a great choice, don't get me wrong. I'm not proud of it.
Right. Okay.
I'm not.
I know.
I mean, it was since I was 20-something years old. I'm 54.
So what were the circumstances of that? Were you selling, who were you selling to, or how'd you get
Friends.
caught? Or?
How'd I get caught? Same way anybody gets caught. Somebody got caught, and they said, if you'll tell us where you got it, we'll be easier on you. Same way anybody gets caught. So I had whatever pounds in my trunk, and I was just going to drop it off. I mean, you just sold it to friends. That's just what you did. And then when I turned the corner,
there they were.
Yep.
So they arrested you. Did they make any deals with you on how it would go? Did you help anybody with?
Oh, I don't know if I helped them or not. I don't remember. It's been 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
Can't tell you.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's a past life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, when I was 42, I met them. Okay, I met Kathy.
Okay. And you told me you met her at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
That you were working at?
Yeah, and she asked me out several times, and I said, no, because you don't date people you work with.
Right.
And finally I gave in. And because I knew I was being transferred up to this restaurant.
Right. Okay. All right. What about your neighbors? Have you had any problems with your neighbors?
None, no. We had the Memorial Friday night. There must have been hundreds of people there. It was so busy the police came because they got a call about it. And it wasn't bad they came. They came to protect people because it was such a large gathering.
Sure.
Because we had a candlelight thing.
Okay. What about any coworkers? Do you have any problems with them?
No.
Right. What about anybody from your past?
No. I mean, everybody, you know what I mean? No, I have no enemies. I didn't do anything. I did nothing but be with my family.
Right.
That's my whole life and world. Except for working, because you know how much I worked. And then when I was off, they wanted me. They wanted me to be with them.
Sure.
That's why, I used to play golf a long time ago, and I stopped. You can't. Yeah, I'm going to play golf. Y'all enjoy your night.
Okay. So you and Kathy, what type of relationship did you two have?
It was the best.
Was it?
Yeah. That's why she thanked me for buying her tilapia. She said, thanks for buying me that. I really appreciate you getting me food for later. And she knows it was expensive.
So you had bought another meal to have later at night?
Yeah, for her, because she's like, well, I want the hummus and the soup and tilapia. I said, you can have it all. And she said, well, I'll just take some home for later. And she ended up, eating the hummus and the soup and taking the tilapia home, and she thanked me. She was incredible.
Okay.
But
So no problems with her? Did you ever fight at all?
No.
No.
Never. Only if, and we didn't fight, but if we had a disagreement, if she was trying to be too hard on the girls.
Okay. You wanted to go easier on the girls?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But she was probably right, but.
Okay. So had either
like,
of you...
It was like about them being on electronics. That's the...
being on too long?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay. All right, so had either of you ever filed for divorce?
No.
Okay. All right, what about your relationship with your kids? What type of relationships did you have with them?
It was incredible. Madeline, I couldn't leave the house without Madeline going with me.
Mm-hmm.
We would say prayers every night. God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, God bless Kayla, God bless Madeline. And we'd sing that twice every night before we went to bed.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I know they went to church.
Oh, every Sunday.
Yeah. What about you? Did you go?
No, I worked 9 to 2 on Sunday so I could be with them later.
Right.
I hardly ever went. We went this Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And then for the funeral, they put me right where they sat.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. That was very thoughtful.
Yeah. And we're going to go back this Sunday.
Okay. How long is your mom here?
She's going to stay with me for a long time.
Is she?
Probably a month or 2 or 3 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because she lives with my brother in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of need help. I need somebody to be with me because I haven't been alone in 13 years.
Yeah. So where will you live?
State Farm's got a townhome for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have really good insurance. Okay.
Okay.
State Farm, and I've had them for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know my agents personally.
Right.
That next morning when I pulled up, they were at the house.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't called them.
Mm-hmm.
They saw it on the news. They were at the house.
Wow.
And so they're paying for a townhome, fully furnished.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Jimmy Carter across from the Walmart. Story Circles townhomes. It's a new place. I'm renting from, they're renting it for me from a private owner.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to take care of the utilities and stuff until my house is rebuilt.
Okay.
And that's going to be a while because they have to raise the slab and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't do that until all this stuff is over.
Right.
But no, I have not watched the news. I have not heard anything because if I did, it would really bother me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I remember you saying you didn't want them at the vigil because...
No, and after that...
I guess she
and
had upset you.
Yeah, but I did let George Franco's got a house in the neighborhood.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and he rents it out. It's right up the street there.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to him.
Okay.
Okay,
But you haven't talked to the media since
no,
then?
I have nothing. I told him, I said, you have ruined it for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Have they tried contacting you?
No. And
No.
if they did. But they did it, they were at the church,
Mm-hmm.
but, the church, I told them, I don't think the church would have let them in anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but I said, absolutely, I want nothing. The only reason I ever talked to them was for my family,
Mm-hmm.
okay? I wanted everybody to know how great they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was the thing to do.
Right.
I didn't know. Somebody's like, you need representation. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Who told you that?
My neighbor Jack, he said, just you might want to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because, of all the news people and stuff.
Right.
I
And you
know.
just told them...
No, I have nothing to hide. That's why I would talk to you, even though I don't want to come out here.
I know, and thank you again for coming out.
But I'll talk to y'all. I don't have anything to hide.
Okay.
I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they'll find that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it.
Sure. Some things just take time. So.
Yeah, and he said that, like I said, they're not, that day, they probably won't have the cops. Because at first he told me they thought they were, but apparently this refrigerant or whatever, they have to go to labs and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and do stuff like that.
So it could be, how long did he say?
He didn't.
Before
He
you
didn't
know?
say. He didn't. But as soon as I know, I will tell you.
Okay.
I want you to give me another card because I don't know what happened to everything.
I'll give you another card. I got plenty of those.
Okay.
We talked a little bit, going back to the ambulance that you don't remember. I know you were just...
Oh, I was so upset that I couldn't get back in.
You were very upset.
Yeah.
You've been upset. I know you still are. I can't
Yeah.
imagine the grief that you were going
I
through.
can't either. In the night, I saw him in the morning and the night for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm destroyed in the morning and the night.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard.
Right. But you